Every now and then things happen right away noon on Wednesday that require me to do this rather than live stream. I gotta let people know the worlds are open. Just a second. Well, the worlds are open except for Orion. So it should be open within the next hour here. I don't even know if my chat's going right now. I will find out. Sorry, I gotta take care of that. But I needed to check to make sure about this Galanda thing. Okay, let me. See, I am live on Twitch. Hello, everyone. We got people from Europe, East Yorkshire, England, specifically as well. All right. Well, I guess I do have chat. All right. Account. Not saying it couldn't happen. Very few times have I done that. Very, very few. Gahalanda? Asking for people that pronounce it. I've always called it Galanda. If it's Galanda or something like that, then perhaps I'm saying it wrong. However, I know Keith Baker has often said, pronounce it however you want to. Doesn't matter. So I will go with that. All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I am DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, and I'm going to be hanging out for the next hour. I'm on hardcore a little bit later on. I'm going to be doing some solo questing because I've got 2 level 2 solo quests quick to take care of. And then the group I'm with, let me make sure I got a screenshot so I can look that up. We'll probably just be running some stuff on hardcore, hopefully not dying. I'm going to have some of the latest news. And it's a doozy in terms of some of that latest news as well. So I guess let me just get to that, huh? How are you doing on your Wednesday? All right. First off, let me call up a webpage, so I've got this in front of me. I want to make sure all these bonuses are correct. So this past week, we had one of our bigger, I guess you could say, unusual circumstances happen in the game. It was truly awful, and we had to roll back Wayfinder to July 15th. And so we've been working pretty hard since then to take actions and deal with the fallout of that, essentially. Most of that work, as of this morning, has been completed. So let me make sure that everyone is up to date as to what's going on and what it is that, if there's anything left to do, which I don't really think there is. I can also talk a little bit about what's going on the hardcore server related to the server migration work that we've been doing over the past week or so. That clearly is the top topic, is the server migration work, because we've been busy doing that. It's not just migration work, it's all sorts of data infrastructure work, whatever. So hardware work. However, a very rare and a very awful situation happened last week where Wayfinder had to get rolled back. So, the following bonuses are available on Wayfinder through August 23rd. That's 200% Heroic Epic XP, 100% Kenneth Crafting XP, 100% Challenge Rewards, 50% Reaper XP, 50% Guild Renown, plus 10 Treasure Hunters boost, plus 10% VIP XP, double Mysterious Remnants. We have also refunded all DDO point purchases made on Wayfinder between 5 a.m. Eastern on July 13th and 2:24 p.m. Eastern on August 6th, when this issue got corrected. When that's the time period. Your point totals now reflect that refund. You can confirm you have received the refund by looking at your transaction history in the DDO store. It'll be a point grant with the words Wayfinder refund. Also, all VIP subscribers who logged into a character on Wayfinder. So, if you were VIP and you logged into a character on Wayfinder between 5 a.m. Eastern on July 13th and 2:24 p.m. Eastern on August 6th, you have had your subscription end date extended by 30 days. That actually has proven to be a bit of a small boon to those of you who like to do your daily dice, as it were, on all the game worlds and happen to be VIP, because now you've got an additional 30 days. But that's what that's about. And of course, if you were on Wayfinder and a VIP subscriber, then this 30-day extension makes a lot more sense, perhaps, to you in terms of the why we are doing that. I need to correct the messaging that I've got in the original post here real quick. As of this morning, we have also awarded that VIP time to subscribers who had your subscription end after that point. So, yesterday's work was all VIPs with an active subscription. And then if you had a subscription, you were VIP, but it has since lapsed, but you were impacted during that time. That was a separate task that we had to do that 30-day time extension. That has now been done for you as of this morning as well. So everyone at this point impacted, which is any VIP subscriber who logged into a character on Wayfinder between 5 a.m. Eastern on July 13th and 2:24 p.m. Eastern on August 6th. You will have your subscription and end date extended by 30 days. We are also working to grant the following items to all characters created on Wayfinder prior to 5 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday, July 15th. The only data we could do, and I can talk more about this in a little bit, but we had to take the point of the rollback date and then do it for all characters created prior to that date. You'll be getting 1 Heroic XP Stone, granting 2 million experience when consumed. This is bound to character. 1 Epic XP Stone, grant 2 million experience when consumed, bound to character. All this stuff is bound to character. And 50 Greater Elixirs of Discovery, again, bound to character. These items will be automatically granted in-game in the near future. We're going to announce when that distribution date takes place. There's some tech work that needs to be done in order to do that. Maybe next week? Something like that? I don't know. I don't know, sitting at the desk on this Wednesday, exactly when that's going to take place, but I know that work is underway, and that's really the final piece at this point that we have to take care of. So expect to hear a little bit more about that in the near future. Also, there was an issue on the hardcore leaderboards overnight related to the server work that we've been doing, where the leaderboards did not auto populate again after last night's work. Now, everything is saved, in terms of the amount of favor you've earned and all your Reaper XP. It's just not displaying until you query the system again. So, for example, if you complete a quest on any difficulty, is my understanding, if you um, in any way sort of ping the favor Reaper XP leaderboard, it'll just sort of reprocess and you'll be back to where you were plus whatever you just earned, right? So nothing's wrong with the data. There's something wrong with the display, which is that it's not displaying since last night. However, there is some question, because we can do some things that are pretty risky to perhaps correct this, but we didn't really want to do that if we feel that by the end of September 22nd, it is likely that anyone in the top 100 of those leaderboards will have had a chance to get to sort of ping the system, right? We still have a long ways to go yet on Hardcore Season 3. You know what, at least month or so. So the odds that the state of the leaderboards today will be the state of the leaderboards at the end of the event, not real high. And that sort of has us thinking maybe we should not mess around with things if we don't have to. But we do have the ability to mess around with things if we want to, perhaps in the near future. So I'd actually be curious. If you're the only so here's who would be affected. Someone who thinks that there's already on the top 100 of the leaderboard, who has no plan to log into the hardcore server between now and the end of the event and still intends to be on that top 100 there. So those would be the only ones impacted, although obviously if that's you, we want to make sure we hear from you. So, yep. I have not heard of any plans to do that extension for season pass holders. If that changes, I'll let you know. Growler says the data loss that happened to Wayfinder from the server work, is it possible that it could have happened to any of the other servers, or was it somehow unique to Wayfinder? The duration of the rollback, the amount of time that we had to roll back, it was just kind of one of those things. How should I best say it? It was a very remote possibility that it was a possibility, a very, very remote possibility. Because if you'll recall, we had started to do the server work on Wayfinder before we had a whole bunch of server issues in the game that caused us to have to pause that work. So when we then resumed that work and ran into an issue that had specifically impacted Wayfinder, it could have been any of the worlds, but it would only have been any of the worlds that had been, had that work done to them weeks ago. Then that's ultimately what happened. We ended up doing server work that impacted the work that we had done several weeks prior, and due to the nature of what happened there, that was the only basically safe snapshot we had in terms of the game database for Wayfinder, which was an awful situation to be in, but was unfortunately, the actual situation that we were in. So there was very limited options, unfortunately, in terms of what we could do. Obviously, this isn't anything that we would have wanted to do. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised or shocked to hear that nobody wants to be writing that one in your team's chat. You know what I mean? But there we go. So that work had been done, and so we've been working really in the past week to hopefully make good on that. So, all right, what else should I talk about here before I get going? As of tomorrow, we have 2 more servers to do. Wayfinder again, because we had to roll back the work that we were doing on it due to the issues that were caused. So we had to do Wayfinder again. But additionally, we have to do Thelanis again because of some work that cropped up impacting the work we had already done on Thelanis. So tomorrow we will have one more lengthy downtime. That'll be about 3 a.m. Eastern until 5 p.m. Eastern. And then once that is done, we should, fingers crossed, be basically done with all this server work for the foreseeable future. Other than some kind of general maintenance, post-work tweaking, optimization, various processes that the technical operations folks need to do. But the downtime, the stuff that's causing all that downtime, it should be done as of the end of the day tomorrow. Weekly bonus, perhaps. Yeah, sounds good. Let me see. All right, let me see what else we got for questions. No Feywild ETA to announce. Sorry. Does purchase content get wiped from the hardcore server is more what I'm asking. So anything that you purchase for your account is going to be an account-based unlock. And so whether you purchase that account-based unlock on Wayfinder or any of the other game worlds is largely irrelevant. And should be preserved. If you bought a character-specific item for that character on the hardcore server, then you'll want to make sure that you transfer that character off of the server during the time that is available, usually at least a couple of weeks to a month. Because, yes, after we do that database wipe, anything that is on that character will cease to exist if you don't transfer it off for free during the period that you have to do so, which is generally quite a bit of time. You'll transfer that character through the game launcher, in case you don't know, and it's a pretty quick and easy process. But if you do have character-specific, say, store purchases that you don't want to lose, then yes, you'll want to make sure you send that character to a different game world after the end of the Hardcore Season 3 event. All right, yeah. So we've because of all this bonuses and stuff, we got a lot. Our calendar is a little bit of a mess right now, but the way I have it is we have VIP 5% week and plus 20% guild renown. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Additionally, I can say that we're going to be bringing back 2 of the July summer sales. The 35, 50, and 75% off sales that we were doing last month. Reason for that is specifically we've had some requests from players on Wayfinder who were like, obviously, hey, thanks for the points refund. That's what I bought with it, except that now it's not 75% off or whatever it is. So any chance you could bring those sales back. So yes, however, we can't just bring it back for one world. It has to be for the entire game. So congratulations, folks, and sorry, folks, for Wayfinder, but congratulations, folks, if you missed the summer sales in July. Last 2 weeks of it are going to get rerun here this week as well. So I'll have more information on that tomorrow in terms of the specifics. I don't want to announce it just in case there are any last-second tweaks, but that should be going on. So there's the bonuses, and that's what we got going on there. Growler has a point that is worth addressing as well, and that is specifically that a few players have reported some issues with their friends lists and what have you. No! I don't want anything. Don't give me any items, please. I get too much stuff. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. If Wayfinder accounts purchased account unlocks but had their points refunded, do those account unlocks stay and get to purchase others? I'm tempted to say the answer to that is yes. Alright. Alright, I'm going to have to drop group here because I'm going to run a couple of solo things. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to... whoever gets the star after me, just send me a quick tell, and I'll send you a tell when to re-invite me. Oh, the friends list. Yes. So we've been doing some investigative work. We don't have a solution in place just yet. However, in most of those cases, it appears to be clearing up on its own upon subsequent login and or loading of the Who panel, the Who tab. So people who have gone to the social panel and hit Who have resolved about 80% of those issues. For the remaining ones, we are continuing to look into it. So I don't have anything really specific to announce today, other than if you haven't done that, give it a shot. Might solve your problem. With the DDO free quest code expiring, will there be a time it will be re-released? Unlikely. I would never say never on anything. I've learned over the years to not make statements like that. However, I would be very surprised if DDO free quests ever made a comeback. So, use it now. Yes, you have through August 31st to do it. You got plenty of time. DDO free quests. Go into the DDO store and redeem it. And you too will get a whole bunch of adventure packs unlocked on your account. So please do it. But no, I would not expect that to come back in the future. Never say never, though. Who knows what circumstances might have us bringing it back for some reason in the future, but I can't really see us doing that now. Watch, this is like the most fateful statement ever, and we like bring it back every month. So why do so many magic items now have repair amp on them, including heavy armor and mage robes? I don't know. That's going to be a question for either Steel Star or Linabelle, and it sounds like a bug to me. But hard to say on that one. Don't actually know. Sorry. So what just happened there, where it pinged the leaderboard for that? That would resolve your issue. For the hardcore leaderboards not displaying, and then you'd be back to where you were plus whatever you might have just earned there. So hopefully, it's a pretty minor thing for most active participants on the current hardcore world. If you want to play this real hardcore, you smash 9 sarcophagi, and then at the very start, and then you make sure that you don't hit that death. Uh, if there is something saying 0%, then it's probably simply a display issue for a property that was not supposed to appear to begin with. So either it's because the same bonus is already available elsewhere, like you might get a duplication of it, or it was just supposed to have like 2 properties instead of 3, and for some reason it put a third property on, regardless. So generally you can just ignore those plus zeros, but if it bugs you, hopefully that's something we can correct in the future. This particular quest has always been very dark. I don't know quite why that is. It just kind of always has been this way a little bit. Living dangerously in arachnophobia. Yeah, I'm just swinging. Yeah, I don't even care if there's a sarcophagus next to me. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know the actual timetable on a Swift 0% fix that Linabel might have discussed on the forums. I haven't personally seen that check-in come in yet, but as far as I'm aware, I might not even. I haven't really looked either, to be honest. So it could well be that it hasn't come to my attention yet that it's been checked in. But if Linabel is posting about it in the forums, then I would imagine that work is either going to be in process soon or near completion, or maybe even already done. Yep, that's the plan. Another Lamania preview. Ooh, there we go. How did I smash that? I should have failed. I should have done the 9 sarcophagus thing. There we go. Yes, Chase. We made some adjustments on guild airships to remove those old cargo hold amenities. So yes, I'm sorry to say they're gone for good. All right. Greller, I don't recall Keith Baker visiting the offices um, during the creation of Sharn. However, I know that there was a lot of consultation happening, like over kind of phone and internet voiceover type things and that. So there was certainly some. All right, I can do Home Sweet Sewer next level. Cool. All right. So do we have any level 2? I think the level 2 stuff is done for me, so that means we are up to level 3. And I see that we still have some catacombs to do, so why don't we just keep going with the catacombs that we were working on? Does that sound okay? And I can do Home Sweet Sewer on my own at some point here. Yeah, I'm skipping Stealthy Repo and I'm skipping Recovering the Lost Home. Recovering the Lost Home I could run, but I've just seen too many people get wiped out by rolling a 1 on those lightning strikes. And I don't want to do it on the live stream. So there. Although, having the game basically say no is not, maybe somehow fitting as well, so. Oh, there's been so much talk over the years about that last stateroom spot in the Kraken. Someday we will get to it, I promise. I have no idea how many years will go by before that day happens, however, unfortunately. Oops, where are we? Not there. Okay, I actually have us. Am I up already? Wait a second, where am I going? Oh, we have to go up. Or I have to go up. Maybe I just need to talk to the Archbishop. Yeah. I'm going to. I guess I could make one other brief mention about something. I'm going to be. I've made an executive decision on something about the live stream that I guess I want to talk about a little bit as we're sort of getting into the show and get ready to quest. And that is, as of this week, and that includes this week then, I'm no longer going to be giving away DDO points for running with me on the live stream. It's something I had done quite a bit over the years of getting started on Lotro stream, or DDO stream, sorry, and then Lotro stream and all that sort of thing, where I kind of, if I were to do it again, I think I would do it differently. Could someone just share the next quest with me? For some reason, I think I'm off on the quest vectoring. No? Let me see. Do I need to talk to what's his name outside? Okay. Make sure I've talked to the NPC. So there's a reason I have been kind of thinking about doing this. I don't like the sort of run that it causes to join me on a group every week. And I feel like over the years, I've had some people explain to me that they have, oh, there we go, that they know people who largely just sort of fund their DDO by trying to spam join my groups every week. And that's fine, I guess. But I kind of also would like to get some different people in on the live stream. And what I've found is that by giving away DDO points to all the people who run with me on the live stream, it encourages the same kind of groups to form every week with many of the same people. And I like running with all of you, but I want to open up the live stream to a wider group of people. I don't really like the way it causes competition at the start of the show. I don't like really distributing the points codes to people afterwards. I just don't like it. And so I've made an executive decision that I'm going to stop doing that as of this week. I also know that there are relatively few ways to get free DDO points, although, outside of the game, we do the Chronicle and things like that. But this also opens up an opportunity to find a new method to distribute, that number of DDO points per week ish through perhaps a more equitable method. And so I'm going to be doing that instead. And also, especially as we've kind of branched out into YouTube and Facebook and that, there has been some interest in maybe seeing what we can do for one of those channels in terms of a giveaway to kind of help promote them a little bit. Facebook has got some very specific rules about being able to give out like things like DTO points, and their rules are generally you can't through our platform directly. So I'm not sure that we actually can give out DDO points on Facebook, but I think there's something we could at least do for YouTube, and maybe it's time to branch out some of those points to get some of those other objectives met. Did you hear that gasp? Like, no, that's funny. I can't get into politics, but that was funny. Yes, I'm very much like TikTok. Uh, yeah, I'd like to do some just general giveaway to the community. I think in general, maybe save a few for the live stream because the ultimately from back in the day, the reason these points were distributed is when I first started the show, because you're putting your gameplay, both good and bad, on display, you're having to sort of put up with the multitasking me, and you're in front of the largest number of DDO viewers. Typically, that it happens during the week. There was some reluctance on the part of people to want to join me in the group. They didn't want to embarrass themselves in the live stream. However, I think over the years, it's been proven that if anyone's going to embarrass themselves, it's this guy, and that ultimately hasn't been that much of a concern. So I think rather than continue to do it that way, I'm, you know, making the change I am too. So, and we'll see. If all of a sudden nobody wants to join my groups anymore, maybe that tells me something. Especially at hardcore. Top advice for a hardcore server: don't run with Jerry. Probably don't run the Shroud in that order. Generally, that network error, please try again, number 2000, is a fairly generic error. It probably just means there's some weird blip going on with your internet or with the ISP or somehow connecting to our game worlds. Um, I've also seen that error pop up when the game worlds are down, for example. So it could just be that. If you have a more specific concern, however, get in touch with technical support, and you can reach them at help.standingstonegames.com. Oh yeah, I've got Turn Undead. Maybe I should use it, huh? Breaking silence on raid loot changes soon. I have to imagine that's going to be in the next Lamania, right? So at the very least, should be next Lamania? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yay. Why are we going this way? Did someone miss the chest or something? Oh. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. I get it now. So I've actually done pretty good on this Turn Undead build, and I could even up it a bit more. I don't have a hallowed item on right now. I had a hallowed shield, but I replaced it with this 54% fort item just because it's fort at this level. Oh, and that reminds me, I actually had another one here. I have got some better armor to put on. Where did that go now? There it is. Physical sheltering and death block is way better than a non-stacking hamp that I'm getting from something else, an impulse. So there we go. Same armor bonus too. So great. You know, my opinion on Turn Undead, to be fair, is probably somewhat controversial, and that I don't think it's weak at all. I really don't think it's ever been all that weak, and I think people who claim that it is weak and ineffective have largely just not known how to use it. So there's Cordovan's controversial opinion of the day. I have found Turn Undead to often be extremely useful, especially over the past like 3 to 4 years. I would say it is very, very unlikely that Dungeons and Dragons Online will ever offer a lifetime subscription. One of the people on, I think it was YouTube, said again, the reality is DDO's never offered lifetime subs. The other game did, but not DDO. DDO did offer a few as giveaways during some conventions and I believe a few contests over the years. So it's not true to say that we don't have any lifetimers. It's just that the number of them are very minimal and largely just a reflection of some one-off contest winners and the like over the years. So that was a pretty big hit there, actually. Yes, Tyler. So on sales for Wayfinder, we're going to be rerunning weeks 3 and 4 of the July summer sales. That'll kick off tomorrow around the same general sales time, which is what kind of like early afternoon Eastern time. On the regular weekly sales, we just to prevent, frankly, a massive messaging spam and list, we aren't rerunning the regular weekly sales for that time period. Reason for that is they return, every couple of months, so you'll see those discounts, again. Ooh, Taser, where are you? Where are you? No, where are you? Type it in party chat. Whoa. There's a Reaver here, so I don't want to go on. Yeah, there's a Reaver here. Could someone? Hmm, you're on the wrong side, guys. Look on the map. All right, I need help with this Reaver here. I want to face it myself. Or not. Okay, sorry for freaking out. I don't. Is there anything we can do? Okay, yeah. Is there anything we can do to get past that gate, like for future reference that you know of? Oh, so sorry about that. I'm glad you're alive. Yeah, no problem. I certainly understand how that happens. Yeah. It was a Subarus cake, ultimately. And remember, you get one for free. I actually should put it in my hotbar. But you get one Subarus cake for free from doing the Korthos thing. And that, consuming a Subarus cake will bring you back from incap. So you got that one chance. All right, so we are at 12:53, and I think the next couple are a little bit on the long side. So I think we're probably going to stop the questing here for this week and resume it next week. Do I visit the office in these troubled times? I do not. I've been working from home since. When did SSG start working from home? I guess it was mid March? Yeah, since mid March. Uh, I've been working from home, and I'm going to be working from home for a little while here. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes. But at the very least, there's no intention to be going back to the office within the coming weeks or, frankly, even a couple of months. So I guess we'll see. Might as well roll my gold roll. Ooh, good call. Come on, live stream luck. No. Okay. I'll take it, though. It's not bad. It's fine. All right. So yeah, I think we're gonna hit pause and run those last couple of quests then next week. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Let me do one last see through all the chat, make sure I've captured everything I need to capture. I think that people would like to see summons get revisited at some point in the future. Someone asked on YouTube, would summons ever get revisited? I don't think the reason for it is that we don't want to do it or anything. It's simply a matter of time, and that time has not permitted that work to be done. It would be a pretty big overhaul, but I'm sure if the team could snap their fingers and make that happen, they'd be thrilled to do so. All right. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I will see you next week. Until then, be well. Samus is up next.